What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and today we have a super fun video. We are doing a sponsored slash purchased video. What if Knull encountered the Justice League? Today, we are going to analyze Knull, what he's capable of, as well as the rest of the league, and do something we call a narrative battle, where based on how all these characters in particular are treated, we will try to assess the story as best as we can based on how we think it would be written if this was a genuine crossover. But real quick, before we get into this, let's try to get this to 200 plus likes. That would be absolutely amazing. The more likes and comments my videos get, the more I get into the algorithm and my channel grows. Our next target is 30,000 subs, and tell everyone you know to subscribe. Also, check out my Discord. We do games, prizes, D&Ds, giveaways, and more. It's a lot of fun, so definitely come check it out. But anyways, getting back into this. Who are the parties involved in this what if slash crossover? Well, on one side, we have Knull. This is not just Knull by himself. Knull will be coming through with his invasion force that he was using, in particular when he battled the likes of the Avengers, X-Men, everybody that popped up on him on Earth. He essentially was taking on everybody. He just hates creation in general. So, we will be using Knull, his symbiotic monsters and constructs, including powerhouses like Grendel. He will be close to his power. Technically, you could probably argue he's never been as strong as he was when he was in his purest form, like Eldritch form with the Phoenix Force, Black Winter, Mother Tempest, all that shit. So, you could argue that, sure, but this is near his peak power along with his invading forces. Now, what does the Justice League have to offer to stop him? What are the members we are using today? On the Justice League side, members include the likes of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Cyborg, Hawkgirl, Flash, and Martian Manhunter. So, with these characters aligned to stop the Knull invasion, narratively, how do I see this playing out? Well, who would be the first to interact with Knull? In my opinion, you got two candidates. One, you have Green Lantern. Green Lantern will be using, you could use Hal or Kyle at this point. Probably we'll go Hal. Typically, they are on patrol. They deal with a lot of galactic happenings. So if anyone's going to detect this anomaly within the galaxy first, it would probably be Green Lantern. Batman would be the other candidate if narratively they went with a symbiote landing on DC Earth, probably in Gotham, because that's how usually shit works, and Batman going to investigate it. I could totally seeing it play out either of those ways, but regardless, there's almost a guarantee they would see the invasion coming right before it hits. Like, they wouldn't just get ambushed, not know about symbiotes. They would find out about this through either the Galactic Patrol, the happenings of Batman, or worst case, if this was an invasion that's like cutting across the galaxy, that kind of mental backlash, that kind of psychic pain would alert someone like Martian Manhunter. So regardless, the team has multiple assets that could detect the invasion of Knull. So narratively, I think they're completely fine on knowing this invasion is coming. In terms of narratively, the way I would lean in this situation, I would probably go with the Green Lanterns discovering Knull and his invading forces first. So what would happen is Hal and several of the Lanterns would happen upon this symbiotic monster case on a planet, right? And during this happening, Knull appears. The Lanterns get wiped. I'm talking about absolutely dog walked. However, Hal Jordan, as in many stories, does not scale to the typical standard Lanterns. Not only this, but he has like literally a ring made out of will itself. So it's reasonable to say he would get away from Knull, or be able to at least desperately get away from Knull. I think it would be in similar fashion as the Silver Surfer encounter with Knull, in which through the light and will, he would find a way to get out. And at this point, Green Lantern Hal would be absolutely alerting both the Elders of the Universe, those fucking bums he answers to, and the people on Earth. This is where we see the likes of Batman immediately investigating these so-called symbiotes and how they work. Likely what we would see is a smash and grab occur, where they would try either Superman or Flash, or maybe a combination of both, running down on one of the symbiotes and trying to capture it, probably using Hal too, honestly. And they would eventually get a symbiote. This would allow for Batman to study and analyze it, because let's be fucking honest, biggest Batman fan ever. He should not be on the front lines fighting something like this, something that just wiped out casually platoons of Lanterns. Not only this, but it would kind of be treated narratively similar to the description between Surfer and Knull, right? Surfer had the power of everything amping him in creation, plus he already had his power cosmic. The power cosmic was seen as a tiny star compared to the infinite dark, infinite void that is Knull. He is a super powerhouse. So this would be something that Hal would say, look, we need like extreme answers for this extreme case. And I could honestly see Hal Jordan, after helping catch the symbiote, going out and trying to gain access to the White Lantern. Like, the White Lantern ring would be something super clutch against a threat like this. During this time, I do see a couple bodies being caught. Like, I see, unfortunately, a couple of these guys are going to die to Knull. One of them, Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl's cool, but she's just not built to beef with some of the stronger constructs that he has to offer. On top of this, Knull himself would easily dispatch of Hawkgirl. I see her getting cooked. Against the symbiotes and against Knull and his void powers as a void elder god, Cyborg doesn't have much use in this battle. He doesn't have many things he can bring to the table that'll really be a problem for Knull. I also see him getting dispatched trying to fight Knull and his forces. Aquaman is on life alert as well. I'm sorry, Aquaman has a lot of pride. He does have a trident that should be able to hurt most of these constructs, if not outright destroy some of them. And maybe he could even hurt, I mean, he hurt Darkseid at one point. Maybe you could argue he could hurt Knull with that trident. But he's going to get himself in trouble trying to do that. We might even see the fall of Aquaman in this run, trying to stop him. But we have to get to our key players. One, Batman, Green Lantern, crucial for the information gathering and intel side narratively. They're the ones that are going to be gathering information, gathering evidence, and figuring out proper ways to battle this threat. We would then see Martian Manhunter. Manhunter is also essential because he's more than capable of psychically viewing what Knull has to offer. I mean, we recently saw him in the King Doomsday storyline in One Shot, that he could read and access the souls at literally the lowest layer of hell beyond creation, to where even breaking out of that hell would alert presence to take action. Like, that's how deep it was. That's how strong it was. He's mind-hacking souls that power an army that can stand against heaven in the presence. Like, he's also mind-hacks fifth-dimensional beings, older gods. It's just perfectly reasonable to assume Manhunter can telepathically get involved. He would no doubt get further information on this eldritch god, and although they've taken losses, at this point they would most likely be ready to go to war with this being. Understanding divine light can hurt him. They don't have an Enigma Force technically. I mean, that's literally something unique to Marvel in terms of what it is. But we could also just look at the definition of the Enigma Force and see if they could replicate it in any fashion. The Enigma Force was essentially created and formed, we later find out in comics, to battle the being of Knull, the being from the void, the chaos and darkness outside of creation. But when creation was formed, the light needed something to battle against it. The light was spread too thin when the Enigma Force would choose too many champions, so it would pick one at a time to help fight back the forces of the darkness. What from DC do we have that can kind of match that? Well, we can reference the White Lantern, like I said. The White Lantern is a power source that was formed and started at the beginning when there was nothing but darkness. And in that darkness, the blinding light began. And once the darkness fought back against it, that light was severed into what we recognize as the emotional spectrum. So I fully see Green Lantern actually being perhaps the most pivotal, actually is the most pivotal part of the story. as we would see the White Lantern return as either Kyle or Hal, whichever one you want to pick. And in this White Lantern would be what it would take to fight back against Knull. Now, I do believe Superman, Manhunter, Flash, and Wonder Woman are also essential, as they are powerhouses enough to actually hold back Knull for a while. If it really came down to it, narratively, Knull's not killing Superman. Superman is the embodiment of hope. They just fought back against the Great Darkness and its army led by Pariah. He helped repel the Great Darkness's influence over creation. He could repel something like Knull if it came to it. However, I don't believe that will be the case. I believe his power and his power of hope, combined with Wonder Woman and her divine attacks she can use through the bracelets. You can technically count those as divine lightning, in my opinion. For energy blast, you also have Manhunter, who scales somewhat relative to both the characters I just mentioned in physical capabilities as well. He's an unreal telepath, and that could be a big factor narratively with Knull. And then Flash, of course, using the Speed Force, is fast enough to contend with anyone Knull throws at him. So you have all these characters coming together. In the end, I see White Lantern, probably a Sun-Dipped Superman too, being the ones to help clutch the finishing touches on the Knull battle. And while they would, in my opinion, stop the Knull invasion and defeat Knull, it would not come without the cost of heavy losses, including fighters, like I said, probably Aquaman, Hawkgirl, Cyborg. Like, there would be several losses in this war. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I wouldn't be shocked if Flash died either, because he's a jobber. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Knull would get it done narratively? Do you think he would lose, similar to how he lost in Marvel? How do you see it going down? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you, JG, for sponsoring this video. And yeah, anyways, guys, it's been your boy Jobbers and Goons. I'll see y'all later. Peace.